Alright folks, we are 2-1 now. Hopefully we can pick up our third win of the season as we go into week 4. Let's see how it all goes down. Hey guys, what's up? IrishEmerald here and welcome to our week 4 battle in FIPA. This week we're going up against Senpat, coach of the Boston Blastoise. If you guys want to check out his draft league profile, link to that in the description down below. Definitely go check it out and see how he's been doing and all that kind of good stuff. Last week we kind of managed to pull it back together. If you haven't checked out the battles already this season, definitely go do so. There's a playlist and all that, so definitely feel free to go check it out. And if you enjoy the FIPA content, make sure to smash the like button down below for me too. But yeah, our opponent's team, as you can see from me here now, consists of Dragapult, Jirachi, Infernape, Crocodile, Mega Blastoise, Staraptor, Whimsicott, Garbodor, Rotom-Frost, and Wigglytuff. He's got a couple of fairly big threats there. The Dragapult is a pretty nasty threat to deal with, although not as bad to deal with in Natdex as compared to Wi-Fi, in my opinion. The Staraptor for me against my team is a real problem because my Steel type being part bug means that Staraptor's Brave Bird stab move hits like a truck, especially with Reckless and a Choice Band set. It comes in and it effectively can 2-KO my whole team. Now, it does eventually die if it does run that set, but not without claiming 2 Pokemon, possibly even 3, and that is very, very scary to deal with. On top of that, he's got Jirachi, which could be quite annoying, and he does have Mega Blastoise, which is a little bit of a nuisance to deal with. He's not allowed to use Shell Smash, which is great, but the fact that it's as bulky as it is, it's going to take time for me to wear it down, and my offense is very much predicated on removing the bulky water type from my opponent's team and then smashing through his team after that. But with all that being said, I'm nervous, but I think the team we have should hopefully be able to do the trick, so let me break it down for you real quick. First, we have Raphael as Zeraora, rocking out with Expert Belt with Plasma Fist, Knockoff, Base Click, and the Close Combat. Max Speed, Max Attack in order to outspeed the Dragapult. And this set is very, very easy. Zeraora is able to clean up every single week, basically able to clean up so easily this week. You look at our opponent's team, like the Blastoise, we absolutely obliterate. We obliterate with the Plasma Fist. We can smash Dragapult with a knockoff. We can hit the Whimsicott with a Blaze Kick. We got the CC for the Crocodile. Like, once we have everything sorted out, Zeraora for the whole game could just come in and revenge kill accordingly for us, and that's really, really nice. And it is what it is. Like, it's not fancy, it's not anything amazing, but I think Zeraora for us this week hopefully can come in and do a lot of cleaning for us. Next up by Savagery are Crawdont, holding the black glasses, rocking out with Knockoff, Aqua Jet, Liquidation, and Crunch as the moveset. I'm basically running a very bulky offense set with the Brave nature. Now, I'm running Brave with 0 IVs because I'm running Trick Room this week. I think Trick Room causes a nightmare situation for him. If you look at his whole team, he's got a lot of faster threats, and I think if I can set up the Trick Room, I know I have Zeraora, which is very fast, but I think it really shuts him down. It allows Crawdont to go in on him, and it also allows my Trevenant, which you've seen coming this week as well, to absolutely smash. And I think it could work. I really do think it could work. I'm bringing the coverage of why asking why am I bringing this is simply because I need the Crunch with the black glasses and the knockoff combination in order to 2-KO the Mega Blastoise, and I don't really need anything else. If Whimsicott comes in, I have Pokemon I can easily deal with Whimsicott. I'm not overly worried by it because I have the Slazzle. But so other than Whim, my Crawdont smacks everything. It just breaks through everything. So I figured, you know what, we'll bring this set and we'll see. Hopefully it can do the business for us. Next up we have Trom, our Trevenant, holding Expert Belt, rocking out with Poltergeist, Trick Room, Woodhammer, and Rock Slide as the moveset. Again, it's the negative speed nature. Quickly on the EVs, it's 68 defense in EVs in order to help us deal with a Fire Punch from a Jirachi. So we're not getting too killed by that. And then the rest after that is just pure offense. Sorry, it's 248 HP and offensive after that. The Expert Belt allows my Woodhammer to absolutely smash through the Blastoise. And then Poltergeist and Rock Slide, like Poltergeist stab move, Rock Slide for the Staraptor. And that's it. This thing can also just absolutely run over our opponent's team when we're under the Trick Room. I just kind of come in and I just cause absolute havoc. It's as simple as that. There's nothing too crazy or wild about it. And hopefully we can see Trevenant do the work and maybe pick up a kill or two. It would be absolutely fantastic. After that, I'm bringing Ivy or Slazzle, heavy duty boots this week. Fire Blast, Sludge Wave, Toxic, and Encore is the moveset. Max speed in order to outrun the Whimsicott. So that is a thing, unfortunately. I do think this moveset is going to be perfect. I think we're definitely going to be forcing some switches when we're in on Jirachi and with Infernape and Rodan Frost and a couple of others where we can just get a Toxic off and then maybe potentially on a Mega Blastoise on the Garbodor and such, and that would be really nice. The Encore is basically there to prevent some sort of like setup that can happen in front of us, whether it be Jirachi, whether it be the Dragapult, whether it be the Rodan Frost. It's like something like that where we can kind of come in Encore and then just start to pick off our opponent. I feel like that's a really nice, just a really nice stall breaker there for him. Maybe rocks as well on the Crocodile, like stuff like that where we could just go Encore and then I can then force our opponent to do something that they like, force in a switch and start wearing our opponent down. I think it'd be something nice little tech that we could do in the middle ground, which would be really, really nice. After that, bringing Starlord or Deoxys Defense, holding the Rocky Helmet, Psychic, Recover, Stealth Rocket, Trick Room is the moveset. I know I'm bringing another Trick Room user. One of the big reasons I figure we bring a second Trick Room user, a shout out to my front office for pointing it out, is that in case we need it, because if our offense is very much heavy reliant on Trick Room, I said, you know what, we just better bring the second Trick Room and they were right rather than Teleport. And here's the thing, if I bring Trick Room once this league, or like and bring it early, and like say what we are doing in week 4, the rest of the season, everyone has to be wary of the fact like I have brought Trick Room, and if I manage to pick up a win here, everyone's gonna be like, I have to be wary of Trick Room because I just brought Trick Room, and that then has everybody having to think twice. And we saw last week where somebody did not respect the speed tier of the Deoxys Defense, and running the Trick Room all of a sudden has a lot more people having to think several times about Trick Room, and they know that then they will have to bring a slower Pokemon in order to outrun us, and it can be a little bit scary if they're not comfortable with it. So that's one of the big positives. Win or lose here, right? The fact that we are bringing it means down the line people will have to respect it. But other than that, look, the moveset is very standard. We have to bring as much defense as we can with the Rocky Helmet, and it's purely to kind of just shut down the Staraptor from absolutely doing bucket tons to us. If we can kind of shut down the Staraptor enough, we should be in a good place then to maybe pick off the rest of his team between the Dragapult, Jirachi, between Pull, Jirachi and Infernape, because his main wall breaker being Staraptor is kind of gone, and hopefully we can be able to do that. And lastly, I'm bringing Wetlands, Seismitoad, holding the Assault Vest, rocking out a Power Whip, Knock Off, Sludge Wave and Scald. I'm bringing a bunch of Spadef here. It's mainly in order to deal with the Dragapult and to be able to deal with the Mega Blastoise, just to shut them down quite a bit. And then the small touch we have in Special Attack is just to enable our Sludge Wave to hit the Whimsicott a little bit harder and potentially pick that one off very, very nicely. Actually, and speaking of speed, let me just change IVs here to 0, just so that we're able to be a little bit more aggressive in the Trick Room as well. But the idea here is Seismitoad is basically just to kind of just get a little bit chipped, come in and out on the right situations, and force then once we get the chip, for me, I know I'm stumbling here a little bit. Seismitoad's always going to die in this game. Always going to die in this game. But once it dies, I get into Trevenant or I get into Deoxys and I click Trick Room, or I get in a Zero Aura and I claim a life, and that's good. That's good enough for me. I feel like if I'm able to do all that, then it's absolutely fantastic, and that's well worth it for me. So hopefully the Seismitoad can do a little bit more than just die and like give me a clean switch in, but can actually reliably wall Seismitoad and the Mega Blastoise enough for me to be able to wear it down. Reliably stop Pult long enough so that I can suss it out and realize that it's not Scarf, and then that way Zero Aura can always beat it. And such. But yeah, hopefully Seismitoad can do the work, and yeah, that's the team. So with that being said, let's get up into the battle. Alright you guys, here we are in the battle. As you can see, our opponent has brought Pulled, Jirachi, Infernape, Crocodile, Staraptor and the Whimsicott. Couple of key threats here on Sempac's team. The Pulled we were discussing earlier, the Staraptor which we discussed earlier as well. The Jirachi kind of definitely looks more utility here on this team, which we need to keep an eye on. The Infernape can also be like anything, could be setup, could be sashed rocks, could be banned, could be anything. We have to wait and see. And the Croc, interesting to see what that is going to be like. This looks like it could be a very fast-paced game. I won't lie, I'm a little bit nervous. Trick Room is not in my really forte, but like we're going to give it a go and see if we can shut him down potentially. His lead, to be honest, this is where I'm really afraid at. How does he lead? What way do we play this? If he lays a Pulled, It's spooky. Part of me thinks we should just need, like, I think out of everything, like, if he brings in Wim, we just go into Slazzle. If he brings in the Staraptor, we just go into Deoxys. But Seismitoad covers 4 out of those 6. So I'm going to go with my Seismitoad, and we'll see what happens. The big problem is if he leaves with Pult and goes for U-turn, he kind of susses out that he kind of is able to figure out what I'm doing very, very quickly with my Seismitoad, and that's very, very spooky for me, because at that point he's like, oh, well then this thing's especially orientated, and he brings in Wim, he can U-turn again. You see what I mean? Whereas, look, at least if it's Staraptor or Whimsicott, I guess Slazzle in. And what is this Slazzle answer when you look at this team? Like, because he hasn't brought the Mega Blastoise, to our great relief. He has not brought Mega Blastoise, so that means that our team was able to run over it. Run over him very much, a lot faster, because we've got Crawdaunt and we have Crawdaunt on a Trick Room. Because Crawdaunt on a Trick Room, you look at this Crawdaunt, knockoff or crunch, knockoff or crunch, liquidation or crunch, and then it's the Wim that is like the only real Crawdaunt answer, and we have the Slazzle for that. So with if we can get under Trick Room, Crawdaunt can just body people, like absolutely body people. But it's just a matter of trying to get Crawdaunt in Trick Room. I'm also liking the fact like Zero is able to do a ton here. It's able to do a ton offensively, which is really, really nice. So we'll see how it goes. Alright, here we go. So Toad comes in, he leaves with the Whimsicott. It's a good read. I'm going straight into my Slazzle here. I don't need to worry about too much. If he U-turns out into the Crook, so be it. But I'd rather just hard switch here than think of anything else. He should U-turn, right? If he does anything crazy, like a Leech Seed or something like that, like he's literally gifting me a free Fire Blast. So I can't see him doing anything other than just giving me the free Fire Blast. And if he does give me the free Fire Blast, it's a free Toxic on everything, like absolutely everything. So I'm just gonna go into Slazzle, see what happens. I'm okay with this. Now, not to bash Senpak here, right? But like, and he is taking his time, and he's entitled to. It's like a showdown league. Like, there's no necessary need to have a timer here on a showdown league. But when we get to the World Cup in this summer, right, he will not have this luxury of being able to take loads of time to make his decision. Like, we would be playing on a DS timer. We see the decision there now. Like, he took a minute, like a full 60 seconds there to realize he needed to U-turn in that position because he's got the momentum. But in that entire minute, like, that's 1 minute off his timer when we're playing with the DS timer, like what you see in my Wi-Fi leagues. That is like, I don't know if Senpak has like aspirations of playing the World Cup or not, but like that is definitely something. And I'm not calling out him in particular. He's just an example here on camera. But for everybody, like, because there's been numerous examples we've had since I've been playing FIPA. But like, for everybody who's not playing fast, they're going to get punished like this. And I know some of you guys who are watching this, like, I try to cut a lot of this out as much as I possibly can, so that's a lot more enjoyable for you guys, just being able to watch real action on the video rather than just sitting here and waiting for a player to make up his move. Now this is the harder decision here, now, to be fair, so he's right to take his time, but you kind of get what I mean here. If you're one of these kind of slow players and you're looking at going to the Draft League World Cup, you actually should kind of enforce the DS timer just for yourself, really, because come June, when you get the Wi-Fi players like myself or any other, like, and that are coming into Showdown, and you see the DS timer come on, you're in trouble. Like, you're in trouble for a good bit there. Like, you don't really have too much to do. It could be very, very problematic for you. It's like, how do you deal with all that, you know? Okay, so Crook is in here for us. This is a slight problem, but I do have my Deoxys defense that can just sponge a knockoff here. I reckon he does go knockoff. He might want to go for the. Actually, hold on. Does he go? If he goes, no, he's definitely going knockoff here. He has to. He's not going to go EQ. He's going to go knockoff. We're going to go into my Deoxys defense. We should be able to eat this all day. He doesn't need to go for knockoff. We eat it somewhat, but it's not great. It's not great at all. I could do with keeping my Deoxys alive here, but this is one thing that is a bit of a problem for us. And with Pult still knocking around, I haven't really sussed out what Pult wants to do yet. He might want to go for another one of them. And with that in mind, do I just go into my Crawdaunt, knowing that Crook let's just say Crook is like scarfed or something like that, and he wants like I should probably go into my Crawdaunt here, eat the knockoff, and my Aqua Jet. My Aqua Jet should kill it. No, maybe not. If he's knockoff, I could go into my Zeraora. Do I need Zeraora as much this game? Yeah, I kind of do. Do I need Slazzle very much this game? I kind of do. Just for the whim, because I don't actually. Could go. I do have Trevenant for whim. Crawdaunt just does so much work here. I don't really want to go in too hard. So I wouldn't mind going in. Do I go into Slazzle? The fact that he did so much to my Deoxys, by the way, is a little bit scary. I know I'm taking my time here, by the way. Speaking of taking time, he did like 67%, so he must be Choice Band. No, he could be Choice Scarf, but he could be Adamant. No, he cannot be. He has to have Black Glasses or something. And that's a little bit more likely that he's like Black Glasses and knockoff with the Jolly nature. So he's something like that where he's like E-Belt or something. So if he's E-Belt, that means he can switch up his moves, which is very, very scary for me. Because it means that if I go for knockoff, he will just go for the CC against Crawdaunt here, and that's not great. With that being said, do I just go into my Toad here and go for the Scald? No, I think we just got to deal with the fact that Staraptor is going to punish us every single chance he gets. I'm going to go for the Recover as he just goes for no knockoff. That's fine. And I'm pretty sure my Zeraora here could come in here every single time and do work. We kill it with the CC, which is great. Now, what else do I want to do? I think we do go into Zeraora. I have to be willing. This thing is going to be very much fast paced. What is your switch in here? Is it the Jirachi? I am going to go for the CC. I can't allow this thing to just do work here. If he brings in the Whim, I can just go for the. I can just go back out into Slazzle, but he can just U-turn that. I can make the read and just go for the Blaze Kick, and I can eat a hit off Whim. If he goes into the Jirachi, we can pivot out into the Trevenant then and set up the Trick Room, and all of a sudden, if we're in with Jirachi, he has to make a hard switch out into anything really, into anything. But I'm not overly concerned. If I can just get the Trick Room up and get Crawdaunt in, we should be able to smack through him a couple of times, and then Zeraora should be able to clean up after that. If he brings in the Pulse, and I can get the knockoff off on Pulse, that would be marvellous. So we'll see how we go. It's flipping spooky, this Crocodile, by the way. Freaking spooky. But it is what it is. We'll see how we get along. And we'll see what Senpak decides to do. If he just elects to kill this thing, that's fine. See, here's his conundrum, right? If he switches, and I full switch, I've got all the momentum back, right? And he doesn't want that. If he switches and I go for bulk up, it's a massive problem, because then all of a sudden I could potentially 6-0 him. Based on the team that he's brought, I could bring bulk up with Plasma Fist knockoff and Blaze Kick could potentially just sweep him, straight up just sweep him with the team he's brought. So he's kind of like, does he read the Volt Switch and just be like, yeah. And the other thing is, like, he's also taken Deoxys, right? So part of him might be thinking, I could just go and claim this life here and happy days, and wouldn't be the end of the world here, right? If I claim the CC, if he goes out into Whim, see, the big thing for me with Whim, right? If I can just get some damage off on Whim, and he does elect to go into Whimsicott here, which is fine. If I can get some damage off on Whim, right? Let's just say Whim is let's say some offensive set, right? And I have and we have our Crawdaunt, right? The big thing I'm looking at here is how much damage I need to get off on Whimsicott for Crawdaunt to be able to win this game. I need to get him down into 57%. So I am going to go for the Blaze Kick here, just so I can just get this Whimsicott down a touch. And if he brings in the Crocodile again, like, so be it. I'm not overly scared. I know this thing isn't, it's not powerful enough. He didn't do enough damage for him to be banded, so he's definitely something like Black Glasses, Expert Belt kind of shenanigans. So I'm just going to go for the Blaze Kick, get the damage off on, from Zero Aura as if we can. Zero Aura, I'm just going to put in my set again just to be sure. -1 for death. His choice specs, spooky, but I don't think he is. I do think he's just going to go U-turn here. My Blaze Kick has a chance to kill him, so I can't see him willingly stay in. He does eat that, but if he's Choice Scarf, he U-turns here, right? If he's a little bit wary, he brings in the Dragapult, and it's then we got to play a little bit of chicken then at that point. So it gets very, very spooky for him. But getting the Whim down to this range, to like that 57% range is fine. He does indeed bring the Dragapult, and we see 18% there. We do see a burn, which is really nice. Now, is Dragapult Scarf here? Right? Is he Choice Scarf? And if he is am I brave enough to say, I know you're Choice Scarf? Does he go for the offensive move here? Or do I bring the Seismitoad, and if he goes U-turn, if I bring Toad, he can bring in the Whimsicott. I can go for Sludge Wave, potentially reading that. This is a tricky one. This is a very much a tricky one. Let's just say he brings in Whim, right? But if he brings in Whim, the Sludge Wave will kill it. If he goes for U-turn here, we're in problems. Do you know what? I would love. No, I'm going to bring in Seismitoad. I'm not going to risk that. I think he does go for the Draco Meteor. He actually went straight into this thing. I have no problem knocking off here. That was wild play right there. Actually, do you just go straight out into Whim? I think you do. I'm going to go out to Trevenant. Do I go out to Trevenant here? Yes, I do. No, I don't. He might U-turn. Into Whimsicott. I could, if I Sludge Wave, I read that. Do you U-turn here? Yes, you U-turn here. So you are going to U-turn. Yes, you are. You're probably going to go out into Whimsicott, because you're probably thinking it's knockoff, it's Earth Power, it's a water type move. If you read that, fair play to you, son. If you go into the Staraptor, at least I get a little bit of chip off on you. The fact that you chickened out of that pult read there has me kind of thinking you're not too comfortable just yet in being a Choice Scarf. Like, you're not too comfortable being in with Zero Aura, because you've seen me switch moves. So like, you did not. So yeah, that's the fact. He's seen me switch moves, and he didn't want to stay in, so he's choiced. Oh, sorry, he's not scarfed, and that has me thinking maybe the Jirachi could be scarfed, which is okay. I would love if you went out into Whim here. By the way, I would love it. You did. I did about yeah, he did for a Choice Scarf. Yeah, about the range that he would be for a Choice Scarf Jirachi. So keep that in mind. He could be Choice Scarf here. He goes down to Crook. That's all right. Crook takes some damage. Now Crook, by the way, right, is scary. But Pult. What's interesting here is that knowing the position we were in previously, I could go, because with Crocodile here, right? He's Black Glasses, or no, he's Expert Belt, right? So let's just say it's Expert Belt, okay? I eat any hit, and my Scald beats him. So I'm just going to go for Scald. As he goes for the knockoff, we lose our Softness, which is unfortunate, but I should hopefully, oh my god, not quite. I was hoping that I was going to be able to get that, but we didn't. He's probably going to go for another knockoff. But that then gives me 0 aura, and I just CC here. And then who does he bring in? Does he bring in the Jirachi? Or does he bring in the Infernape? Again, I'm not too worried. As long as I can get Trevenant in on... If I can get Trevenant in on the Whimsicott even, at this point, it'll be nice. He's probably trying to figure out what... Does he... He kills me here, right? He kills me. Like, he should... If he doesn't take this kill, I'm stunned. Speaking of which, actually, hold on. My Sludge Wave did 13% to him. I'm just going to go for it again. In case he does a Madness and goes out into Whimsicott. If he does that, then I'm... That's no problem, because he might think, oh, he just might go for another Scald there. But if I can pick him off with the Sludge Wave and he does a Madness, that's fine. So we'll just do that. He goes for the EQ that time. Maybe thinking I was going to do something special. I was not. I am in here though. I am just going to go for a... Again, the CC is like the most freest move in the game for me. So actually, does my knockoff kill from here? Does knockoff kill Crook from here? Yes it does. Yes it does. So we'll go for knockoff, and if he goes out into anything, beautiful. If he reads the CC, that's fine. If he goes out into the Whim here, that's fine. Like, I'm just going to go for the knockoff, and we will slowly wear him down. Like, the knockoff here off on the Whim, it's a little bit of a nuisance, but I still have the crunch on the Crawdaunt. It just means I need to get a little bit more chip off on the Whim. As we just take off the Crook, and he was expert belt like what we thought. Fine. Who do you bring in? Talk to me. Do you bring Jirachi? I don't think so. Do you bring the Infernape? Do you? I'm not too sure. Do you bring a Staraptor? If he's choice band Staraptor, he brings it in now, right? No, he doesn't. He can't. If he's choice Scarf Staraptor with Double Edge, maybe. I think we're not doing too bad here. I know we're down, but I think we're okay if I can just get Whim. If we can just get Whim a little bit lowered. I'm going to be brave next time. If Pulse comes in here, I'm clicking knockoff. Yeah, if Pulse comes in, I'm clicking knockoff, and then we'll let's see if he brings in Jirachi. I'm clicking knockoff again. I'm going to be aggressive. Zero Aura can do this for me. Zero can do this for me. The Infernape, as he did, yeah, I'm like, what do you do to me, Jirachi, if you're a choice Scarf, right? Trick. I'm just going to click knockoff here. Just going to click it. The Cobra Berry. Okay, that was interesting. He got a little bit chipped there, but like the Cobra Berry, right? That's gone. I still have the crunch on the Crawdaunt, so at least that means I'm not worried. That takes away the Jirachi, and he is offensive, but that does kind of take away Jirachi a little bit. Now that gives Staraptor in here. Now Staraptor is choice Scarf, and he's got Double Edge. This is a definite kill for him. If he's Brave Bird, it's not. Now if he's Double Edge and he's choice Scarf, he outspeeds me. I bring Trevenant, and I can set up the Trick Room and proceed to smack things. And proceed to smack things. Yeah, we go for the Plasma Fist, I think. Yeah, we go for the Plasma Fist. If he goes for a U-turn here, no, he shouldn't. He should always go. He should click a stab move here, no matter what. If he's choice Scarf, if he's choice Band, then this is madness. If he's Sash, then nice, nice. Like, that's all I can say about it. It's nice. Well, if he's choice, if he's, we'll have to wait and see. If he's Sash is one thing that's a little bit, that could be a little bit spooky for me. His U-turn, he's Scarf. The Staraptor is Scarf, and he went for the U-turn. He didn't have the balls. He should have clicked the nuke. You should have clicked the nuke, son. Should have clicked the nuke. In comes the Jirachi. I'm clicking Plasma Fist all day here, sunshine. Thank you very much. And I am clicking that again. And you will have to bring the Staraptor. There it is. Thank you very much. And comes Staraptor again. Now, what do you click? Do you click Double Edge? Do you click Brave Bird? The Whim. The Zeraora beats the Whim. I know your Scarf now. So I have to figure out what you're scarfed into. To be fair, he may have it won because of how he's positioned himself here. I actually probably should have brought in the Trevenant there on the Jirachi. That was a mistake, and set up appropriately. Now, I have put Crawdaunt in a position where after a small bit of chip from Staraptor, we will beat it. With the yeah, this is a scary thing about Staraptor. Like, he will eventually have to beat me, or he will eventually pick us off. With Trevenant, let's just say with Trom, it's a little bit more spookier, but if we can just, I think if forcing him to sack 3 times and then we have to see what the Infernape does might be the wave. And we go into Slazzle here. There's the Brave Bird. Okay. There's 26% HP. Alright, with Crawdaunt, if I click Aqua Jet, I click the Aqua Jet. Oh man. Okay, here's the thing, right? If I bring in Trevenant, we're dead, right? If I bring Crawdaunt, we live. Yeah, if I bring in Crawdaunt, we live. I pick this thing off. We live to fight another day. So I think we bring the Crawdaunt, and I click Knock Off. And I think we survive. I think we might be able to get us into position. If like on barring a crit, we should live this. So I think we click Knock Off here, because I don't need to worry about Aqua Jet here. And if he goes into something else, that's fine. So I'm going to go for the Knock Off. We'll see what the Pult wants to do. He might want to bring the Whim. If he brings in Whim here, Whim might be in the position where we might be able to pick it off with a Aqua Jet. Because let's say we do 60% to him already. That'll bring him down to 23. The Aqua Jet, it's a roll. I have to get a really high roll on the Whim. But if Whim comes in, I can bring in Trevenant here. Yeah, he's got some bulk to him. That's fair enough. That's fair enough. I'm going to bring in Trevenant here. If he goes and does a pivot, so be it. So be it. But he kind of knew he had a play there to make. We did manage to get the heavy duty boots knocked off. That's fine. We're going to go, like, we have to switch here, right? Like, if he goes for the U-turn as we go into the Trevenant and he goes out into, say, Infernape or the Staraptor, that's fine. Do I live a U-turn here? just out of curiosity, do I live a U-turn here? I do live a U-turn. I think he's not 252 HP special attack. I think he's got 252 HP. Alright, okay. If your play, right, has to be U-turn, right? You don't really want to claim this. You have probably Infernape with Mach Punch, and you have a couple of other bits and pieces. So you probably don't want to go for this. You probably want to U-turn out as I go into Trevenant and bring in Infernape or the Staraptor and pick me off, right? Right. So if that's the case then, right, if we're doing that, then my play, is it Liquidation? Might be Liquidation here, or it might be Crunch. I think it's Liquidation. I'm going to go for it. I think he U-turns, he Giga Drains. Okay, interesting. Alright, fair enough. I am going to go into Trevenant that turn. That was a good read by him. That was a good read. I think he figured I had to be in that. I had to go for that. That blows. He did his Giga Drain there, by the way. Okay. I'm gonna reveal a Trick Room here. Oh, don't. That was a great bring. I give him that. That was a great bring. He's got no item. Heavy Duty Boots was knocked off, so I have to go for the Rock Slide here. Which is not the end of the world. Not the end of the world. Like, we're still going to get big damage off on something, whether it be Staraptor, the Infernape, or the Pulled. And it just makes things a little bit more disappointing. But we'll see what he goes for. Like, if he's... we see U-Turn, Giga Drain, Taunt. What's his last move? Moonblast? No, if he had Moonblast, he would have gone for it there against the Crawdont, right? So, what's his last move? It might be Leech Seed. So, if it's Leech Seed, then he might not be able to 1v1 me, but he has to bring something else in that can. And the Trevenant is still in a really healthy position here. And he might be thinking he doesn't want to bring me down to Citrus Fairy range. I think if we go for... Yeah, I think if we do what we're doing here, right? Like, the Rock Slide should do plenty. The Rock Slide should do plenty. And he's probably... his idea might be he does not want me to set up Trick Room here. So I have no problem sticking with that. No problem sticking with this. Like, we will slowly be able to bring him down. Because once the taunt ends, he has to go for taunt again. And then I should be able to kind of get him in range at that point. And then the Staraptor has to come in. Staraptor has to come in at some point and try and pick us off. As our taunt ends, we have to go Rock Slide here. Yeah, he taunts one more time. I go for the Rock Slide. That's this thing dead next turn. That's fine. Beautiful. In comes the Staraptor. I have to let this thing go down and bring in Crawdon for the Aqua Jet. Like, that has to be it. There it is. And we have to bring Crawdon. Now, do you bring in Pult here? Do you bring in Pult? This game is going to come down to the Pult, I think. Oh, this is tricky. Has he seen me switch moves yet? Oh, I think he might have had. The Aqua Jet is not enough to kill here. If it goes on to Pult, I'm going to make the read and go into Zeraora. Okay, we still have a fighting chance here. I am going to click knock off, just break down his Pult. Because thank you. If the Infernape has Mach Punch, we've lost, right? But if I go for the... Yeah, if the Infernape has a Sash or a Mach Punch, we've lost. Or Vacuum Wave, we've lost. If I go for the... If I bring... Yeah, I've no other move other than to eat this and go down to Aqua Jet. So with that being said, let's go for the Plasma Fist. There's the Double Edge. That puts him within range, or should do, of my Aqua Jet. We'll go for that. And if the Infernape has the Mach Punch, it's GG's. We'll see what happens. Let's go for the Aqua Jet Vacuum Wave. Yeah, pretty much once we lost, that was it. But it is what it is. GG to our opponent, Senpak. There was a couple of plays there I'm definitely not overly happy with. I think we started off a little bit too passive, letting the Deoxys go down so early, which was the Staraptor answer was not great. Probably should have prepped harder for Crook. That's on me. It's my first week prepping for 2 games this week, so I'm not used to the workload. But we'll be better next game. It was tough. If we had managed to get the life or if he didn't carry the priority there, it was GG's. We would have won. It's a shame we didn't bring like a bulk up on Zeraora. That would have been nutty, by the way. If we brought bulk up Zeraora, we could have actually done some insane stuff. But yeah, look, we brought the Trick Room. We showed it at the very least. But unfortunately we didn't pick up the W. But yeah, I'm gonna wrap it up there today, folks. If you guys enjoyed today's video, please click like button down below for me. Definitely go check out Senpak's Draft League profile. That'll be in the description down below as well. And yeah, let me know what you thought in the comment section down below as well. But yeah, on that note, I'm gonna get on up out of here. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.